built the same as Jake. I would say Jake's a little bit faster than him. He has more power, but he's slower in distributing that power. And I feel like Anthony probably took him a little bit more serious just because he's actually a bigger heavyweight with power, and I feel like he did everything.
Get anything out of that sparring that's going to help you in your fight. Maybe you are. Maybe I'm just completely diminishing Jake Paul's ability, but I'm struggling. I really am.
Fair play to Jake Paul. I mean,
and you're right, there's a bit of a conflict there because Joshua.
Jake Paul has stunned fans with striking new transformation ahead of his clash with Anthony Joshua. His physique now appears sharper, more muscular, and highly defined, reflecting the intense conditioning and disciplined training camp he has undergone. This dramatic upgrade signals that Paul is approaching the fight with unprecedented seriousness, focusing on strength, power, and confidence, fully preparing himself for what could be the most important challenge of his career. Tony Jeff breaks down the potential for Jake Paul to shock the boxing world with a win over Anthony Joshua, analyzing timing, momentum, and physical progression. He notes that Jake has maintained consistent activity over recent years, staying sharp through regular training camps and frequent fights. This ongoing engagement enhances his confidence, rhythm, and readiness, allowing him to react quickly under pressure. In contrast, Joshua has experienced periods of inactivity, which can slow timing, reduce adaptability, and make responding to dynamic situations more difficult. Jeff also emphasizes the age factor. Jake is younger, fresher, and still developing, while Joshua is approaching the latter stages of his career. Additionally, Jake's physical transformation is significant. His new, more muscular, and powerful frame signals a higher level of commitment and conditioning than in previous years. Combined, these factors could give Paul an unexpected advantage on fight night.
On the other hand, looking at his box rec, he's had 6 fights since 2023, and one of them was against Mike Tyson. But we all seen what happened in that fight. Mike Tyson was well past his prime. Where Anthony Joshua, on the other hand, is, well, I'm not going to say he's coming into his prime because he had some great wins earlier on in his career before he lost to Usyk twice. And by the way, when he did lose to Usyk, the last one was a split decision. It was a pretty close fight. So now this fight is matched, and I just want to look at the tail of the tape. Now looking at the age difference, we've got 28 years old compared to 36 years old. So I guess the advantage there goes a little bit towards Jake Paul. 28-year-old is better than a 36-year-old. But that being said, we've got quite a lot of experience and everything else. What comes with being 36 years old at Anthony Joshua's level. And then like I mentioned, the heavyweights kind of seem to prime a little bit older. They'll come down to the height and the weight. This is the big one. 6'1" versus 6'6". 200 pound versus 252 pound. We've got a 252 pounder in Anthony Joshua. The reach advantage is a lot, which we would expect. Amateur fights, we can see that Jake's only had one, where each is at 43, but 43 of them are included at the highest level, Olympic level. And yes, he won the Olympic bloody gold medal, if I don't need to remind you. Then the pro record, Jake Paul has had 13 fights, lost 1. AJ has had 28 fights and he's lost 4, 25 KOs. And the one person that Jake Paul lost to was Tommy Fury. Now, can we compare Tommy Fury with Anthony Joshua? Not at all. It's like night and day. So now I'm going to talk about the rules of this fight, and I'll give you my prediction, which is going to shock a lot of people after this. So, what are the rules?
Analysts examine Jake Paul's sparring sessions with heavyweight fighters, highlighting the benefits for both sides. For the heavyweights, the main advantage is a substantial payday from training a high-profile opponent like Jake, along with added exposure and an opportunity to test their skills in a controlled setting. For Jake, sparring with larger, stronger fighters demonstrates his serious approach to the Anthony Joshua matchup. These sessions push his conditioning, timing, and resilience to new levels, far beyond what he normally experiences. Experts note that the intensity and focus shown in these workouts reflect Jake's full commitment to preparing for one of the biggest challenges of his career.
I know they're getting a lot of money to be there, and it's easy work. But what is in that for Lawrence Okoli, Frank Sanchez, Jared Anderson? Easy money.
I don't know how much he'll be paying sparring partners. I assume to get those caliber of sparring partners in, it's got to be big money.
Lawrence Okoli's got a fight coming. You're Joe Gallagher, you go to spar Jake Paul, is that going to help you?
No, absolutely not. Are you going to get a bit of profile from it, perhaps? People are going to hear your name. Does that help? I remember going to spar with with Kessler. I got £500 or euros for the week. It was the hardest money I've ever earned in my
Yeah,
life.
but how much did you learn?
Yeah, me, bundles.
Yeah. What's the Cody learn? I don't get it. No, I don't. I mean, I do get it, the money. But when you got a fight coming up, I'm thinking, really? Are you going to get anything out of that sparring that's going to help you in your fight? Maybe you are. Maybe I'm just completely diminishing Jake Paul's ability, but I'm struggling. I really am.
Fair play to Jake Paul. I mean,
And you're right, there's a bit of a conflict there because Joshua used to manage him.
yeah, we were through 258, right?
Yeah. But surely they're smashing him to pieces. Surely Jake's going, oh, what the fuck? This is fucking horrible.
Every single one of those three fighters there could annihilate him in a round.
Yeah, so are they not doing that?
Tyrone Woodley offers surprising breakdown when asked to compare Jake Paul with Francis Ngannou. He points out that Jake is noticeably faster than Ngannou, and that speed provides a significant advantage, particularly against a heavyweight like Anthony Joshua. Woodley adds that Jake carries more snap in his punches than many expect, and in some cases, the quick delivery allows him to generate slightly more power than Ngannou in certain shots. This combination of speed and unexpected force leads Woodley to believe that Jake's fight with Joshua will not resemble Joshua's quick stoppage in Ngannou. Instead of a short knockout, Woodley predicts Jake could stretch the fight into the later rounds. He cites Jake's conditioning, mobility, and willingness to take risks as factors that could keep him standing longer than many anticipate. Woodley frames the matchup as a test of endurance, technique, and pacing rather than a single explosive moment, suggesting Jake could force Joshua into a strategic contest rather than succumb to a fast finish. Woodley further emphasizes the differences between facing Ngannou and preparing for Joshua. Ngannou relies on enormous, committed power that creates immediate openings, making him extremely dangerous in bursts. Joshua, on the other hand, is far more structured, disciplined, and balanced. Against Joshua, the threat is less about raw power and more about his experience, patience, and ability to methodically break opponents down. Woodley believes Jake's speed, conditioning, and adaptability give him tools to navigate this more calculated challenge.
Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua fight. Do you think Jake has lost his mind? You know him probably as well as anyone.
I mean, Jake has been lost his mind. Like, what's new? Like, he lost his mind when he fought me. He lost his mind when he fought Anderson, when he fought Nate. He lost his mind when he wanted to fight professionally. He switched over from amateur. It's really kind of been a theme. And I feel like the only person that hurt him ever was me. The only person that he lost to was somebody that actually boxed him, that actually took him serious, used the jab, moved around. And I feel like we've seen fights where Anthony didn't do that, and we've seen fights where he did. Depending on which version of Anthony Joshua comes out, depends on if Jake has what we would call a chance. When you fighting, if you got knockout power, you got belief in yourself, you got some speed, agility to move around, you always have a chance. You know what I mean? We've seen crazier things happen. Francis Ngannou is a terrible comparison to this happened to Francis. He's not even built the same as Jake. I would say Jake's a little bit faster than him. He has more power, but he's slower in distributing that power. And I feel like Anthony probably took him a little bit more serious just because he's actually a bigger heavyweight with power, and I feel like he did everything to make sure Francis didn't even get a chance to use it. So I don't have to make a prediction because I'm fighting, I'm not commentating, but you know, I love when people doubt me, so I'm never gonna doubt somebody if they believe in themselves.
Do you think he has a chance, Jake?
I mean, people think I'm crazy, but they yelled at me when I said I thought the fight with him and Anderson was easy.
Frank Smith explains that setting up the Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul fight was much simpler than many might think. According to him, there was no need to overanalyze critics or public opinion. In Smith's view, this matchup represents the intersection of entertainment, business, and competitive sport. When a fight benefits all parties involved, there's no reason to hesitate. He notes that both fighters saw clear opportunities. Joshua secures a major event that keeps him active and draws massive attention, while Jake faces the biggest challenge of his career paired with substantial financial reward. Smith emphasizes that generating real interest is a positive thing for boxing as debates, discussions, and reactions fuel the sport's growth. Smith considers the decision practical, beneficial for the business, advantageous for fighters, and healthy for the market overall. He also highlights boxing's history of being shaped by bold personalities and daring matchups. Waiting for perfect fights can stall the sport, whereas taking calculated risks and embracing unexpected opponents drives it forward. Both Joshua and Jake recognize this, seeing a huge spotlight and an opportunity to create a memorable event. Smith stresses that the financial success tied to the fight does not diminish its legitimacy. Instead, it demonstrates that the public truly wants it. In his eyes, the matchup is a perfect example of modern boxing, where entertainment, competition, and business converge to produce something unforgettable and impactful for the sport.
For that weight class, Anthony Joshua is a gigantic 6'6" heavyweight. Now, he is coming off of a devastating KO loss himself to another big heavyweight named Daniel Dubois. This was a big show. But Jake Paul, while, has a decent pop for a guy who has not been doing boxing that long, it's almost incomprehensible. This is the kind of thing the state would never have regulated before. They now seem much more open to it than they ever once were. But I also think that there might be something happening. I'm speculating. I want to be clear. I'm not giving you skinny. But I don't understand how you can go from a bout with a guy that you are massively oversized against, who's very good, to one who you are massively undersized against, who's also very good, who's a devastating.
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned for more updates, analysis, and fight breakdown soon.